Hello guys, it's WezardTZK, and today we have some more Black Ops 6 news. There's this thing going around where they've apparently improved the Liberty Falls map for Black Ops 6. And if you remember from COD Next when it was first introduced, yeah, it did not get received very well. Many people even hated on it. I too made some videos critiquing it. And, you know, since then, Treyarch have apparently been adding feedback to it. And we can actually see this here in the COD pod.
Has the Zombies team made any changes to Liberty Falls since we first saw it at COD Next?
Yes. Short answer, yes.
Next question.
The Liberty Falls that everyone saw at Call of Duty Next was work in progress, right? That map was still months away at the time from launch. And so the Zombies team has continued to iterate on Liberty Falls since then. And the visual tone and sort of the look and feel are now a bit moodier.
Cool.
Than what people saw in the work in progress version Call of Duty Next. So that's very exciting. And there are some atmospheric elements that people did not see at Next because at the time we had the main quest and the Easter eggs disabled for broadcast.
No spoilers.
We didn't want to spoil it.
No spoilies.
And so I think there's a lot that people haven't seen in terms of those elements. And something to look forward to for launch.
So, apparently there has been an atmosphere change, and it's going to be a lot more moodier. I mean, they haven't actually shown any in-game footage since COD Next, so yeah, we have to take their word for it right now until we actually do see it. And this is the thing as well, they only mention this on the podcast. Like, they haven't actually shown what they have changed. And of course, with Black Ops 6 releasing in just a couple of weeks, then we'll find out for ourselves. But until then, kind of have to take it with a grain of salt, really. But, you know, it's nice to see they're taking community feedback on board. I'm actually quite impressed. That's probably the first time they've ever done that, to be honest. They mentioned how we saw at COD Next wasn't even finished. And you see, I don't know, it gives me a bit of mixed feelings. Why would you show off a map when it's half complete? Like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Like, I swear with like all the Zombies maps, they at least make it finished first. Like, I mean, if I was Treyarch, I would have at least, like, you know, completed the map first. Like, done everything I wanted to and then showed it off. 'Cause, I mean, if you actually did that instead of showing a half-complete like map, it would obviously be received a lot better. But you know, it's nice to see they're adding feedback in before it's too late, you know what I mean? Because it is only a couple weeks away until release, so it's better to add it in now rather than too late.
Kevin Drew talked about this a little bit next with our 2 launch maps. So Liberty Falls is intended to be sort of a smaller, more casual, so you can just jump right in, compared to Terminus, which is one of the biggest round-based zombies maps that Treyarch has ever made. So lots to do there, lots to do in both maps. But I think Terminus speaks to the more hardcore players and fans of zombies, and so at launch with both maps there's really something for everyone.
The thing is, with that segment, they say Terminus is the biggest round-based map ever, but I'm pretty sure they also said that with Transit and another map like a couple of years ago, so you know, I think that title's sort of been lost a little. But you know, I mean, when we actually do play the game, we can compare, you know, the map sizes and such. They said Liberty Falls is more of a casual map, which, don't get me wrong, it isn't bad. You know, if you want like an easier time, you can go into Liberty Falls, enjoy yourself. Thing is, when they say casual, I feel like they're aiming towards Warzone, and I don't really want it to be a map where you can just go into to grind for like skins and stuff and never come back to. Like, at least make it replayable, Liberty Falls, not just a map where you just get XP from and then leave kind of thing. That's just one of the things I'm mainly worried about. But yeah, you have to wait and see what will happen when it releases.
I could dive into a Liberty Falls game, run around for say an hour, save and quit.
We'll see.
Whereas I feel like with Terminus, this is much more of we're committing to this squad.
A few of the HUD elements in Zombies are also getting touched up, which we'll be able to share a little bit more about as we get closer to launch. So make sure you look out for the upcoming COD blogs from the Call of Duty crew and the Zombies team to learn a little bit more.
So apparently we now have a save and quit option. I actually did read about this somewhere. Like, they were going to implement a save and quit option, so of course if it's really late at night, you got work tomorrow, and you know, you really want to get to a high round, you can just save and quit, come back to it tomorrow. Which is a really good idea. You know, it's never been done before in Zombies. I don't know if save and quit feature exactly works, but it is a really cool idea. And one of the biggest things as well is the HUD change. And they've apparently said they're going to be making changes to it, which is a really good sign. And I know quite a few people were unhappy with this, I was too. The HUD didn't look that good. The HUD looked too similar to multiplayer, whereas in Black Ops 3 for example, the Zombies mode had a separate HUD altogether for multiplayer. But in Black Ops 6 it was just copied and pasted into Zombies, it just didn't look that good. So I hope they do at least make it different.
Is the entire focus of the team to develop round-based experiences for this game? As in, only RBZ?
Yes. And Kevin Drew, who was on our last episode, who is an awesome human and leading many parts of Zombies at Treyarch, mentioned this at Call of Duty Next, that the team is entirely focused on developing round-based Zombies content for Black Ops 6, and that the big news at Next and on our second episode was that the third round-based Zombies maps for BO6 will arrive by the end of the year. So we've got Liberty Falls and Terminus at launch, and then a third round-based Zombies map coming, you know, probably around Season 1, but by my math. And today, we can also confirm that Zombies players can expect more support for in-game events compared to previous Black Ops games. So stay tuned to see what those might be.
Okay, so there's actually quite a lot to take away from that. So they are emphasising a lot on round-based only. They want to make that clear. But I'm not completely sold on it, because I feel like they might end up changing their mind halfway through development, going with like Warzone or an Outbreak style map. So what they're saying so far is they are sticking mainly to round-based. I hope they do. Hope they stick to their word. And one big thing as well, apparently there's going to be a third map, like in Season 1 before the end of the year. So we're going to have like 3 maps altogether, as we know so far. So of course Black Ops 6 comes out at the end of October on the 25th. And then you got November and December. In that time, Season 1's already going to come out and you've already going to have another Zombies map. It's going to be crazy. Like, the amount of content like for Zombies this year looks pretty promising. I think it's more than what we've actually had in previous games, which is pretty interesting. They also mentioned as well they're going to have more support for in-game events. So that could possibly be like Halloween or Christmas events, maybe some Easter eggs might pop up. Maybe they might bring back Cranked and stuff from Cold War. Be quite interesting to find out what they mean by in-game events.
Final question here from the mailbag. Will Kevin Sherwood's Easter egg songs be returning in Zombies?
Also known as the GOAT. Nice. Short answer, again, yes. Kevin Sherwood is back, and he is writing some incredible, amazing original songs for Zombies, and players will be able to discover 2 of them at launch. So again, 1 for each map with Terminus Island and Liberty Falls. I have heard the songs for both of them, and they are ducking epic.
They will be in the carry section of Duck, Carry, Kill
yes,
for the foreseeable future. But also,
carry.
I think for now, for most folks, it's, okay, cool, I want to hear these songs for previous games. And again, for the first time you jump into Zombies, do your homework, have a listen to Kevin Sherwood's work, because they're quite literally epic.
Damned on repeat until October 25th and beyond. So get exciting, have fun hunting for those at launch.
So Kevin Sherwood is confirmed to return. And again, you might have the same like music Easter egg by activating 3 meteorites along a map, like Kino the Totem or something. But no, it's really nice that he's returned. I know he returned for a little bit in Cold War with Die Machine, but then we didn't hear anything since. I don't think he was in Vanguard making music. But you know, it's really nice to see that we got Kevin Sherwood returning. Going back to that classic Zombies. We even got the Damned theme, which I don't think was made by Kevin this year, but Damned 7 is pretty good. If you haven't listened to that already, it is already out now. And they also mentioned as well, they've got 2 songs at launch. So of course 1 for each map, which hopefully is going to sound quite good. I know they mentioned on the COD pod they already listened to it and they said it's pretty good, so I guess we have to take their word for it. So yeah, that is it basically. Looks like Treyarch are actively implementing player feedback, which is really good to see. Probably the first time they've done that in a while. From what I'm hearing, it looks pretty promising what they're doing. Of course, we haven't seen any proof of them implementing it. We can only really see that when the game releases, so we have to wait until then. And until the game does release, I am going to take it with a grain of salt, because they say they might change it, but end up probably changing like one thing, you know what I mean? We even got some HUD changes as well, which is really nice to see. Hopefully it's not a direct copy and paste of multiplayer. Kevin Sherwood is returning, as we mentioned before. And you know, quite a lot of good stuff is actually coming to the game. I've actually got more hope in the game now, because when it first was announced, Liberty Falls, I completely lost hope for the game. Like the map did not get received very well. But you know, now they're actively implementing changes, you know, it's a really good sign of what's to come. And if you do want to keep up to date with the latest zombies news, don't forget to like, subscribe, join Discord if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video.